Welcome back to the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag number 65. The greatest defenseman of all time. No argument. Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, but we won't argue about that.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Evan. I'm an Ottawa Senators fan.
I'm your Leafs fan, Omar.
I'm Sufyan and I'm a Utah Jazz fan.
Oh boy.
Larry Markkinen.
I think we can all see who this guy likes.
Yep. Nick Jensen.
Welcome back, guys. It's been a while.
We have lots to talk about. I feel like we always have lots to talk about because we don't post that often. Well, so we have lots of free agency talk, extensions, trades. The Leafs probably just being the Leafs.
Development camp analysis.
Yeah. Raking the Leafs.
Okay, then.
Did you know that David Kampf is the sixth highest paid forward on the Leafs?
Did you know that David Camp sucks?
Damn. Unnecessary stray for David Kampf.
Fine. Did you know that Dylan Strome?
No. No.
Did you know that Claude Giroux?
That's obviously a lie. He's by far the best player of those three.
I disagree.
Did you know that Shane Pinto?
He's a good two-way forward.
He's a really good better.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He really, if you think about it, he got 41 games worth of salary because
Wasn't he suspended?
Yeah, so he lost the
without
other
pay?
part, but he had the other part.
What a bet.
I think we need to start with the team that did the best at free agency, and that's the Leafs.
Let's start with my team because we did the most. Was it good? We'll find out.
Yes, the Washington
So
Capitals.
we can all start with we can all do our subtractions and additions, etc. Subtractions for the Caps: Darcy Kuemper, Nick Jensen, Beck Melenstein. Let's butcher these names. Nicholas Aube-Kubel, and our additions: Pierre-Luc Dubois, Jacob Chychrun, Andrew Mangiapane, Brendan Duhaime, Taylor Radish, Logan Thompson, and Matt Roy. There's a lot in and not a lot out. Title of my sex tape.
Great, I gotta edit that now.
I like making your life hard.
I like making.
Yes, I know. That's where you were going.
Anyways, I'm significantly happy that we capitalized on our really bad goal differential from last year and somehow making the playoffs to hopefully turning us into a competitive team this year that barely limps to the finish line and instead kind of eases into a playoff spot or maybe not. But we'll see. The rest of the Metro didn't really get that much better. Honestly, the rest of the Metro kind of got worse. Like, no one really added players. They only subtracted. Carolina did a few things, but they lost a couple of big players. The Rangers, I can't even tell you what they did because I genuinely don't know. Pittsburgh just got older.
They got rid of Barclay Goodrow.
But they added Riley Smith. So, or no, they added Kevin Hayes. They traded Riley Smith. So they kind of just stayed status quo with age.
No, that's Penguins.
I'm talking about Penguins.
I'm talking about Rangers. You said
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
what they
okay.
did.
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
they got rid of
Rangers.
Yeah, but then I moved out to Pittsburgh.
Okay, sorry.
Anyways, yes, the Rangers did get rid of Barkey Goodrow. And then, like, Philly, don't really know what they did. Not much. Columbus is Columbus.
Sorry, did anyone claim Barclay Goodrow?
San Jose.
Oh, yeah, Sharks, okay.
But yeah.
Has Patrick Kane signed?
Well, yeah, Red Wings.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how we did. I think that the additions will take some time to gel, but I think we added the right pieces. Like, our defense is looking a lot more solid than it did last year. Like, a lot more solid. We're 6 deep. And we also got younger, which is nice to see. And apparently Pierre-Luc Dubois isn't a locker room cancer, according to Matt Roy. So...
Only time will tell, though.
I mean, exactly. But I think with him, it wasn't necessarily a locker room thing. I think it was more like just an effort on the ice thing. So we'll see what happens there. I think he once he had a rough start in LA, they kind of just buried him and put him on the third line, and he played like 50 minutes a game. He won't really have that option here because he has to be in the top six. So we'll see. Hopefully, he finds chemistry with someone and gets going. I like having our top four with Chychrun and Matt Roy additions. It gives Sandin the chance of playing with a very defensive defenseman in Matt Roy, and hopefully that helps him flounder a little bit.
Ooh,
It
Chychrun and John Carlson pair sounds like a lot going on.
Yeah, I don't. But the thing is, I don't know if that's even going to be the pair. It might honestly be Faravari Carlson, and then like Chychrun, TVR, Sandin,
Chychrun's
Roy.
your third pair.
Bro, we got a very deep defense now. So
Deep in your own zone.
and it's also going to give us some different options on the power play too, because I have no idea what our power play is going to look now without Oshie, and I think they probably want to try Chychrun on there because of his shots. Dubois got to factor in somehow. Like it's going to be a much different look because we don't have as many right-handed options on our power play as we have in past years. So I'm excited to see what happens. Ryan Leonard also going back to NCAA for one more year and hopefully wins this championship and then comes right to our first line because the spot's going to be waiting for him. He's looked amazing in development camp and honestly he's a really good player. So that's pretty much it on my team.
Let's go to the Sens. You know why I want to go to the Sens?
Because they're a playoff team.
Because no matter what they do in free agency,
Oh, damn.
Travis Green is still their coach.
He has repeated this to me quite often.
The Sens have won more playoff rounds than the Leafs.
Yeah, a previous version of the Sens.
This is why I always start because then it's just you two will get mad at each other.
So the Senators. We'll start with signings before moves. Matthew Highmore, 2-way contract, huge. David Perron, the big one, which I quite
big one.
liked. He's a cup winner. He has a little bit of an edge to him. He's a great middle six guy. Like if you need him to play on the second line, he's like a 50-point guy. He had 50 points last year. If you need him to play on the third line with Shane Pinto or something, or whoever's on the third line.
Josh Norris.
Josh Norris. He's a guy that can bring more experience and that takes the load off Giroux as well. And it's really not that expensive. Maybe another team could have signed him a little bit cheaper, but we're Ottawa, so And for all the French listeners, David Perron. So
David
bilingual. We have Noah Gregor, Leafs legend.
Noah Gregor, what's the auto?
I actually didn't even know Noah Gregor. What?
Yeah, 1 year, $850K.
Nice.
Okay.
I actually like Noah Gregor. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's not bad.
We have Mike Amadio, his second time in Ottawa.
That was a weird term for me. But
Wasn't Amadio also in Toronto at one point?
Who knows?
Yeah.
3 years,
3 years,
2.6.
$7.8 million in total, so a $2.6 million cap hit. I think he kind of replaces Joseph, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like a third liner. He had 15 last year. So I'm hoping just for more consistent play and maybe a little defense out of him. We signed Adam Gaudette, second time in Ottawa again. I'm sure he'll be our second line AHL center. And then we re-signed Shane Pinto to a 2-year, $3.75 million a year cap hit. And I think that's pretty affordable for the next 2 years, especially with how he's playing. So
And considering he gets money elsewhere too, so
correct.
you could sign him for cheap.
Yes. And then some of our moves, we traded Korpisalo at 25% retained along with a first and Mark Kastelik to the Boston Bruins in exchange for Linus Ullmark. They posted a video recently of him walking around the CTC. He's the most chill person I've ever seen in my entire life. Everyone's trying to be so professional. He's just hey man, how's it hanging? So chill. Seems like the perfect guy to get on your team.
Him and Swayman's also very chill. They're both Boston goaltenders, quite
fan favorites.
So
also, Evan needs to be a bit more excited about the Ullmark signing because he's very pessimistic about it.
I think he's a good goalie.
Great goalie.
Great goalie, yes. Great goalie.
I just hope he resigns.
He might
I
look-
hope
he
that
might- he
the
might be the
Senators
reason.
don't destroy him.
He might be the reason Travis Green looks good in our finals.
We also had a few other moves. Also, not gonna lie, kind of glad Mark Haslick's gone. He was kind of poo. We traded Matthew Joseph and a third for future considerations to the St. Louis Blues. Bit of a head scratcher. Thought we could have gotten more or traded him anywhere for at least like something. Like he's not a bad third liner, so I don't know why that had to be the trade. And we also traded Jacob Chikrin to the Washington Capitals in
Aforementioned.
exchange for Nick Jensen and a third round pick. Also, feel like a bit of loss in value, but we did get something positionally that we needed, being a right-handed defenseman who is a little steadier than maybe some of our other defensemen. So filling that kind of need, assuming that none of the right-handed defensemen in free agency wanted to come to Ottawa is what I'm guessing.
On to the Leafs. Okay, this year is a little bit interesting of an off season for the Leafs. And I'm not currently still sure how I feel about it because in years past, the needs of the Leafs were always very clear to anyone apart from I guess the Leafs, which were defense. And every offseason would go by and they would sign another depth forward, this forward, that forward, and like not do much on defense. And if they do sign a defenseman, it's someone a little bit irrelevant. So coming into this offseason, that part kind of got ticked off. They went for a defenseman. We can talk about the term they gave him and all that stuff, but regardless of any of that, they went for the defenseman. And they signed a couple of defensemen. And they filled a big need, which is a right-handed defender who can play on the right side, which is something they haven't had, I don't know, in 40 years. So, like,
Cody Franzen.
so I'm pleased that they did that. On the other hand, the reason I'm torn about this offseason so far is because after their playoff exit in round one again, it was very clear that something big needed to happen. Now, getting a defenseman is, sure, it's kind of big, but it's not the big thing that needed to happen. The big thing that needed to happen was a shakeup to the core, which is what, and management like Treliving and Shanahan and everyone was at the postseason press conference talking about how everything is on the table. Nothing is gonna be, no one is safe apart from like Matthews, like no
Well,
like.
And
not if Nick is the GM.
But yeah, so no one is safe. Everything will be looked at. Whether it's Tavares, whether it's Marner, we're at a position where we can't keep doing the same thing over again. That was very clear that Shanahan said. Treliving kind of had the same sentiment. So the fan base and people in general and me included, were expecting, okay, some big shakeup's going to happen with the core, whether it's going to be a Tavares move, whether it's going to be a Marner move, probably the Marner move. None of that has happened yet, and it's seeming like it's probably not going to happen. It's seeming like the core four is sticking around for the next season still. So I'm torn with, am I happy that they got Tanev and OEL, and by the way, my favorite signing of the Leafs is actually Stolarz. Like, I love that signing. I think he's an underrated goaltender. I think he's going to be a great fit for the Leafs. I think he's going to be a good 1B for Woll. And
At the very least, he's going to be better than Samsonov.
He's going to be better than Samsonov. Yeah, he's not going to have the same defense that Florida gave him, but I think he's a good goalie, and I really like, that's the one I'm most stoked for over Tanev, over OEL, over anything else they did. But yeah, I don't know what the core four is going to do next season, and so far they've done nothing. So at this point, adding a couple of defensemen, I'm happy about that. Is it enough? Personally, I don't think so. And that's where I stand with the Leafs. Are they going to make the playoffs next season? Are they going to do their regular season shit? Yes, they'll do it. Are they going to be successful in the playoffs?
No.
I don't know if they've made enough changes to warrant that they'll be successful in the playoffs.
That's with Ottawa and the Leafs both. It's just like the signings that they made weren't necessarily bad. It's just I don't know how much or like trades. I definitely think Allmark moves the needle more for Ottawa than any of the signings for Toronto did. But I don't know if that necessarily makes Ottawa a playoff team. I think they're more likely to be a playoff team with Allmark in net. The thing with the Leafs is like they added Tanev, which was a big need. Stolarz kind of replaces Samsonov and is less of a sporadic goalie.
Yeah.
OEL does nothing for me at all, honestly. Like, he was really bad in top 4 minutes in Vancouver and Arizona, etc. And when he came to Florida, they lodged him on the bottom pair. They played him the least out of any defenseman on Florida, and then he looked good. But now he's going into Toronto where he figures into the top four, and I'm kind of curious to see if he can somehow take what he did in Florida and implement that into a bigger role. I don't think he will, but 4 years, 3.5 is a head scratcher for me, but I guess we'll see what happens there.
Hawken Paw's the other one I didn't mention. Who is another defense? I mean,
Big guy.
I'm happy with the signing if he plays.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's going to play.
They had, I mean,
We don't.
everyone
The
here's going to get
Leafs.
a chance.
The Leafs haven't even announced the signing yet, which is the funny thing.
But it's on Puckpedia, so...
Yeah, the Leafs haven't come up with a formal announcement because his
I'd
medical
love
stuff.
to check
come
on
through.
Cap Friendly.
I don't feel bad at all. Go Caps. But yeah, like the Leafs is just... what
Do
I
you think they bought it because it's called Cap Friendly?
Oh God.
Maybe. It's just what I think the Leafs are doing is they see, you know, UFA for Tavares Marner. That's 22-ish million coming off the books next year. Like just under 22 million. So they're like, let's run it back one more year and then we're gonna have to restart when they're in UFA. The only problem with that is you're not getting anything for Mitch Marner then. You just have the cap space, which you may or may not sign someone big in free agency, and I don't think there's anyone to go for. Like the biggest,
Draisaitl.
but Draisaitl,
Oh my gosh. It's gonna
Draisaitl,
happen.
they can't sign Draisaitl to the money that he would want, because if that happens, Draisaitl's just gonna stay in
Get
Edmonton.
the parade.
Draisaitl is gonna stay in Edmonton and make the 11 mil that he wants to there. He's not gonna go anywhere else. But other than that, like it just doesn't make any sense to me to not let Mitch Marner or not get anything back from Mitch Marner. Tavares, if you want to keep him till UFA, you're more likely to re-sign him for a cheaper contract. And on top of that, he's not going to give you a return right now for anything that's good. And you'd have to retain salary, so it's kind of
I
pointless.
wonder if what their plan is
Who the hell knows, man?
is to keep them for the next year. Then I think it's like not unlikely that they both re-sign. And so let's say Tavares makes 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So that's like literally like a
Start for
50% discount. And then Marner, you convince him like, hey, we're gonna give you 9. And then you still save like what? So 5 or 6 million on
The thing
him,
is-
and
no,
then like
but
another couple.
Marner in a contract year when he's already been like a 95-point player, he's not taking 9.
No, I know, but
Because this year he's gonna go off, I'd imagine.
bet on the over.
100%.
Sponsored by-
I think Marner breaking 100 this year plus is very much in the question, because he's playing for something now, which is his next contract.
The thing is
goes to
whether
Utah.
see the thing is
Because-
whether or not he breaks 100, he's gonna be offered more than his 10 whatever million he's getting right now.
Yeah.
10.9. He's gonna be
Or at least
offered
the
more
same.
than that in UFA, and that's just a fact. You know, that's not even like a speculation. So him taking a
Your
discount
young
somewhere,
forward,
you know,
Sufi.
Yeah, he's 28 next year.
Oh my gosh.
Also, Stolarz is
I'm
30, which I didn't know.
25.
Yeah,
Ew.
I'm older than all these guys.
not Ryan Reeves.
That's true. Also not actually I think I'm older than everyone else.
Tavares.
Tavares, yeah.
Yarncroc,
I don't know how old he is.
32.
Oh, nice.
Good. All right, we've
3
established
guys.
Yes.
And obviously Chris Tanev, you know, he might...
Yeah, Chris Tanev, yes.
You might die before Tanev's contract. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I think I do think what the Leafs are trying to do is wait it out a year, see how contract talks go with Marner over the year. If things don't look like they're working, trade him by the deadline or something, or keep him and let him walk. Like go for one more run with these guys. If they do something in the playoffs, they do it. If they don't, he walks and they get that 11 million in cap space. And same with Tavares. They Tavares signs for a massive discount. When I say massive discount, I'm saying like he signs for like 4 or 5 million. You know, not even 6, 7. Like I don't want 6, 7 on Tavares' books. You know, like he can go somewhere else and get his 6, 7, 8 million, whatever he gets offered in free agency. Then like take it, go buy.
Nashville.
Sure, take it. But I don't think Leafs seem to be offering him anything over $5 million for like a few seasons. Um, and then they decide what they do with the Marner money, either when he's gone or when he's traded. Like, I don't know. I think for me, would it be nice to get a trade and get something out of the Marner like immediately? Yes. Is it also nice to get that cap space and get rid of a player who hasn't helped the cause in any way in the playoffs? Yeah, also. So, you know, I'll take the cap space if as a win as well.
Fair enough, man. One thing I didn't really talk about for the Caps was Logan Thompson. Um, he's been a better goalie than Kemper for the last couple of years, and we're getting him at $700,000. So
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I
I actually don't understand how that happened.
and we traded 2 third-round picks for him. So
Yeah, I don't get how that happened.
the trades that Patrick, I guess, made for first off trading Beck Malenstein, our fourth line left winger, for a second rounder, and then trading a second rounder for Mangiapane was masterful, and then trading 2 third-round picks for Logan Thompson, and then not giving up as much in the Chikrin trade either. If like it was kind of defenseman for defenseman, and the third is not anything crazy for us to give up for a solid defenseman.
Did you
So-
know that in the NHL, the players, there's more first round picks than anything. Then second is second round picks. And then third is undrafted players.
What?
Like there's more first round picks that play in the NHL than any other players.
Mm-hmm.
Second, there's more second round picks than anything except first round picks.
Okay.
And then the third biggest like population or whatever is undrafted players.
Yeah, and one of them being Logan Thompson. So yeah, giving up those apparently meaningless picks for it was just great asset management by the GM, and now I'm actually pretty comfortable with our tandem going into next year as well with the defense that we have. I think is going to look really good for the Caps. But yeah, that's why last year I was like not confident at all, and then we somehow made the playoffs, even though I wasn't confident in the playoffs, and I had the right to be because we got swept. But this year I'm significantly more confident going into next year. Like I'm not keeping the Caps out of the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
When do you ever?
Last year. Last year I was there wasn't even a question. I thought they just weren't gonna make it, and they shouldn't have made it, but like they did. This year I think they're capitalizing on that now. No pun intended.
Let's do a talk quickly about I guess the biggest winner of free agency, which is probably the Nashville
Let's go over
Predators.
some signings.
That's what, but the big ones, Nashville Predators. I want to talk about the Preds.
Because
Okay.
you are one.
Yes, I'm a Predator.
Damn.
I don't know why you said it like that.
Because that's what you were implying.
No. The Preds.
Okay, I mean,
They
okay,
signed the most players.
I'm a fan of what the Preds did. I'm honestly, I gotta say, I love Barry Trotz. I think he does a lot of good things. I think
the
he did
contracts
amazing
were-
things as a coach, and I think now he's, putting his balls out there as a GM and going for the big guys.
They did the most for their team for the next couple of years. I'm not excited for that team for what they're gonna look like in a few years.
Sure, but the next couple of years,
But that's what matters. Like that team is still not like
not if they win a cup or something. I'm telling you.
I'm not putting in cup contender status just because they added 2 forwards in their mid 30s that are declining, and then
Yeah, but
a defenseman that should not be getting paid $7 million.
they have a team that, is a playoff team without those guys. They added them. I think they're better with those guys, and I think he might not be done. He might be doing a few other things here and there, but I think they're a good team who has a shot.
I'm curious to see how Stamkos does without the Lightning power play, because that was over half his points last year. So we're looking at if we're looking at the rate of the Preds power player, he's probably turning into like a 65-70 point player.
Yeah.
Marchessault, I don't know where he even figures in, so we're looking at like a 50-55 point player. So it does help them quite a bit, but it's still not like I still would have picked the Canucks in the first round against them if they had those guys.
Yeah.
And Brady Shea, like I'm happy for Brady Shea because he scores a ton of goals and he's actually a good dude. I've watched a couple interviews and like just random stuff about him, but 7 years, $7 million is like that was borderline my worst signing along with Chandler Stevenson. Borderline.
Borderline.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over a few of the big boy signings. Oh, why did it?
I think we did already.
No, we didn't. We got. I mean, the thing is, we'll go over some in our draft too, but
So some of the major signings are Tarasenko to the Red Wings for 2 years at an average annual value of 4.75.
when you say these, let's say good, bad, and just okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I saying re-signs or no?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine.
Just the big ones, not the.
Anton Lundell signed for 6 years with the Florida Panthers at $5 million a year.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Pavel Buchnevich re-signs with the St. Louis Blues for 6 years at $8 million a year.
Love the player. That's a tough number.
That is a tough number. But I'm gonna say it's okay.
I think it's okay.
That's all right.
Victor Hedman extends with the Lightning for 4 years at $8 million a year.
Overpay.
I think it's okay.
I think it's okay. UC Saros signs an 8-year extension with the Nashville Predators worth $7.74 million a year.
Great contract.
Great.
Very good. Uri Slavkovsky extends for 8 years with the Montreal Canadiens at $7.6 million a year.
I love it.
Yeah, I would say that's good.
It's okay.
It is. I was about to say okay, but then I switched myself to good.
I think it's just the same risk you have with signing any player at
Yeah.
this entry level.
Yeah.
Brett Pesce goes to the New Jersey Devils for 6 years at $5.5 million a year.
Perfect contract.
Yeah, it's
Perfect
good.
team.
I think it's good. Chandler Stevenson signs a 7-year deal with the Seattle Kraken worth $6.25 million a year.
You know, when I put out that graphic, I felt so bad because I actually love Chandler Stevenson, and we all had him as worst contract.
Yeah, that's really bad. It's bad.
Bad.
It is big, but hey, kick your bag.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
Jake DeBrusk goes to Vancouver for 7 years at $5.5 million a year.
I'm I'm not liking that term at all.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the money.
I exactly agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Monahan signs 5 years with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Good Branson but forward.
$5.5 million a year.
Good Branson but forward.
Yeah.
That's way too much money. And way too much term.
I think it's okay.
Isn't yeah, okay.
Here's my worst signing. 6 years with the Washington Capitals at $5.75 million a year. Matt Roy.
That was my best signing for my team. Nah, I love it. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think it is a lot of money, but I think
Yeah.
it's a good fit.
Yeah.
Because it's almost $6 million.
Yeah, it is, I think he's worth it.
Brandon Montour signs with the Seattle Kraken for 7 years at $7.14 million a year.
Now, if we're talking a lot of money, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
He is 2 years off of his career a year, and he was bad last year, so it's weird.
We talked about Brady Shea, Stamkos 4 years, $8 million a year. Jonathan Marchessault 5 years, $5.5 million a year.
5 years, man. Jeez.
Jacob Slavin re-signed with the Carolina Hurricanes for 8 years at $6.46 million a year.
You know why the term is the number is lower?
Because 8 years.
No, because of Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Because Vlasic signed for more like $1.5 million more than that, and it's been known that like defensive defensemen in their mid-30s just become, ugh. So I think they're just accounting for that.
To Boston Bruins, Nikita Zadorov signs 6 years at $5 million a year.
I don't like the term or the money.
I'm okay with the 5. The term is long though, yeah.
I think he screams Boston Bruin.
He does. Yeah.
It is Big Z, but don't call him that.
Elias Lindholm signs a 7-year deal with the Boston Bruins at $7.75 million a year.
I just find that funny because he screwed himself out of more money,
Yeah, I'm okay with that though.
but the number's fine.
Chris Tanev.
Term too much.
What's the exact numbers again?
So he's 34, and it's a 6-year deal at $4.5 million a year.
By the way, he turns 35 in December. I
Yeah.
think that needs to be noted.
So he might be 41.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 4.5 I have no issue with. The 6 years I could do without.
Yeah, some of these guys, I'm like, oh, when this contract's done, they'll be 34. I wonder if they'll get another contract.
Yeah.
And then he's signing a big contract
At
when he's
34.
34.
What? That's what LTIR is for.
Put him on blast, bro.
Jake Gensel, 7 years, $9 million a year with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I think it's expected, that number. So
Yeah.
Not really.
I think it's fine.
It's fine. He's also going to produce in
Yeah.
Tampa, so.
Sam Reinhart gets an 8-year extension for a total salary of $69 million.
Nice.
And the cap hit is $8.63 million a year. Think he did that on purpose?
Yes.
Possibly, but I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm okay with that.
That is purely just because they won the cup.
Yeah.
Because at 57 goals it doesn't matter what you did before. You're getting way more money than that.
Leafs extend Max Domi for 4 years at $3.75 million a year.
It's okay.
Okay.
And then Dakota Joshua extended, Casey Middlestat extended, DeMello extended, Hronek 8 years at $7.25 million a year.
I don't like that. He's a good defenseman though. Tyler Toffoli,
Yep, to the Sharks.
4 years, $6 million a year.
Nice.
Go get your term finally, but the bag is a little much.
Marc-Andre Fleury extends, Noah Hanifin extended.
Fleury how long is Fleury gonna play, man? He was so bad last
How
year.
old is Fleury now? What's his age?
He's got to be 40, man. He was drafted in 03.
And yeah, most of the other ones are earlier in the year.
Sharon Govich, 5 years, 5.7, good contract.
He's 39.
That's crazy. Tara Vinen, I liked. 3 years, 5.4 a year in Chicago. And also,
I said he was going back to Chicago.
Good job.
Even though we didn't release that episode.
and then Tyler Bertuzzi I liked as well. 4 years, 5.5.
That's good for Chicago. That's good for Chicago.
I'm happy Chicago got Bedard some wingers,
Yeah.
competent players, because Taylor Hall doesn't like playing hockey anymore. He's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. Those are some of the big signings.
Shall we go on to our draft?
Let's do our draft.
Yeah, explain it, Sufi.
Oh damn! So this is we're going off the theme of free agency here, as we just talked about it, and we're drafting players in the 2024 free agency that got signed, July 1st, July 2nd, whatever, and we're picking the contract with the player. So we're saying, the contract relative to the player. So it doesn't matter. It matters more if you like the contract than the player. I don't know. I think I just said that 3 times in a row. So essentially, if you think a player is really good, but the contract is way too much, in your opinion, it's better to draft a player that is on a better contract and maybe not as good of a player as the other guy that you were considering.
Essentially, you're trying to make a balanced team.
Yeah. I'm going to take from the Boston Bruins, Hampus Lindholm.
That's crazy because Elias Lindholm extended this offseason.
Hampus Lindholm. Elias Lindholm. Yeah.
Great. I have my pick.
Okay.
With our first selection in the 2024 contract, free agency, balanced draft.
I'm picking Lindholm as a center. I think that goes without saying. He is a center. But yeah.
I'm selecting Anthony Stolarz.
Yeah, took my guy.
Goalie pool's a little weak, I'm not going to lie, so that's probably a good siding. Or a good pick. Amar.
I think one of the better winger signings of the free agency was Tyler Bertuzzi. I think I might go for him.
Bertucci?
Yeah, I'll take Bertuzzi. And then
Why'd you go into a sultry voice? I'm going to take Tyler Bertuzzi. That's what he sounds
because while I was saying it, I was just considering it again. Casey DeSmith.
Yeah.
He'll be my goalie.
Interesting. With who? Who did he sign with?
In Stars.
Okay. There's about 14 goalies I would have taken before him, but I respect that for you.
I don't even know what free agent goalies that were signed. There aren't even 14 goalies. Jackass.
I'm taking Brett Pesci.
Okay, that was one of my defensemen. I'm taking Jeff Skinner for my winger.
Fixado, that's who I was going to take.
I love that signing.
Sufi does like head from men, actually.
I clearly
English or Spanish?
Greek.
Have you seen that trend?
Yes.
So dumb.
And my goalie, I'm taking Laurent Brossoit. Love that signing for Chicago. I think him and Stolars were somehow the best goalies in free agency. And they're both pretty equal, so you took Stolars, I'll take Brossoit. Ivan,
My winger pick, I'm going to pick Jake Gensel.
the Tampa Bay Lightning. Omer, you have your last picks, and you need a center and a defenseman.
Okay. For my center, you know what?
Stamkos is a winger, by the way.
I know. That's why I would have said him earlier.
I would have allowed it.
But you should allow that. Yeah, I feel
I
like,
disagree.
I'm going to take Marchessault.
He's a winger.
No,
Listed
he's
as
a
a
center.
center.
He's listed as a center.
Oh, he literally does not play center ever. Oh my goodness.
What if I play center on Nashville?
No. Hold on a second.
I would allow Stamkos.
Fine.
No, that's fine. I'll say Toffoli.
Not a setter. Stamkos is more of a setter than Toffoli. I'll give Stamkos.
Give me Stamkos. I'll say Sean Monahan if you really don't want me to.
I don't want him to get drafted, so
Because I don't like Sean Monahan, so...
I don't mind him, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And your defenseman.
I think I think I
Pick
know...
Stamkos?
Yeah, I pick Stamkos.
Yeah.
I think I know who I want to go for defenseman.
Just do your defenseman, man.
Just do my defenseman.
Just do it.
Chris Tanev.
There you go.
I am picking Sean Monahan because there's no one else.
Or Sean bought a headband.
I said it was okay. You guys didn't like it.
I still don't.
I just don't like Monahan. I don't think he's that good of a player.
He's like Jordan Stahl on the Penguins. If he's your 3C, you're like, that's great.
That's a great contract for a 3C.
You know who else is a great 3C? Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Okay, you know who's a great 3C? Claude Giroux.
He's not even a C according to you.
He's a good 3-winger.
Claude Giroux has a good slap shot.
On breakaways.
For
On
my
breakaways.
defense, man, I'm going to take...
Oliver Ekman Larson.
You know what? I love the contract, so I'm taking Sean Walker. 3.6 a year for 5 years is electric.
All right, so for the roster game, I have picked a team that haunts me from time to time. I've picked the 2016-2017 Nashville Predators, and you have to name me players back and forth with 3 strikes that played at least a game on that team.
This will be a quick one.
I think so. Do you know a lot of them?
I don't know if they played in 16-17.
So who's going first?
Sufi.
Philip Forsberg.
Wrong. I'm kidding. That's correct.
PK Subban.
That's correct.
Roman Yossi.
That is correct.
Ryan O'Reilly.
No, he signed this like last year.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Sorry. I don't know why.
No, you're done
I
now.
don't know why I thought he was like stupid.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Stupid.
Victor Arvidsson.
That is correct.
Soros?
Yep.
I think he was their backup. Pecorine. I literally saw him playing these games, bro.
I was double checking it. Hold on.
Damn.
I am wondering if this guy was on the team at that time. I do not want to say him in case he wasn't. Because I don't think he was. Unless he was. Mike Fisher.
Yep.
Yes!
Matthias Ekholm.
Yep.
Who was this Nashville team, man? I didn't even watch those finals after the Pittsburgh beat Ottawa. So I don't even remember watching them. Definitely didn't watch them in the season. Tyler Ennis.
Excuse me. No.
Oh,
Well, I know it's not Weber because it was Subban.
yeah.
I'm going to say. Callie Yarncroc.
Yes.
Nice.
Ryan Reeves.
I don't think he ever played for Nashville.
Did he not?
No.
Do you want to go again?
I'll go again then.
Why do I ever get these second chances? Gwenzel.
Mac Duchene played for them at some point, right?
Don't say Duchesne. But yes, he did.
He did, right?
But not that.
2016-17? No.
No.
O'Leary. I think it's Matt O'Leary. Something like that.
This may be the fastest stat game ever.
Can I?
A roster game.
Go again.
Colton Sissons.
That sounds right.
But I don't know.
That is right.
Oh, nice. Was Dante Fabro on this team?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He might have still been a prospect at that point.
He did not.
Okay.
You still have 2 strikes.
I don't know if I'm gonna get any more, but we could try. Ryan Johansson.
I think that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
I'm done. I want to see who's on the team. Okay.
Yannick Weber.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Yannick Weber. Yes.
There's a random ass team, man. Craig Smith.
Yep.
Colin Wilson.
Yep.
Bro, what is happening? I think I'm done. I don't think I know anymore. Would I get more?
You could.
No. No. Yeah, no, I can't think anymore.
Giving up.
Already won.
So we have Pontus Aberg,
Okay.
Cody Bass, Anthony Bietto, Reed Boucher, Matt Carl, Alexander Carrier,
Okay.
Ryan Ellis, Kevin Fiala, Vernon Fiddler, Frederick Goudreau, Peter Granberg, Derek Grant, Brad Hunt, Matt Irwin, Vladislav Kamenev, Michael Liambas, Merrick Mazanik, Cody McLeod, James Neal, Adam Pardy, P.A. Parento, Mike Ribeiro, Mika Salamaki, Craig Smith?
I said Craig Smith.
You did? Okay.
I literally do not know. most
Trevor
of these players.
Smith, Austin Watson,
Oh, Watson.
and Harry Zolnerchuk.
Watson I should have got. Fiala I should have got. Irwin I should have got.
Could have got James Neal.
And Neal, yeah.
And
James Neal,
maybe
yeah.
P.A. Parentor, Mike Ribeiro.
Ribeiro I should have got. I don't know. Parent.
Matt Irwin,
Irwin I said,
Caps
yeah.
legend. Derek Grant, Caps, or Sens legend.
Sens legend. Oilers legend. Still played. All right. Stat game.
Today's stat game is it's gonna be a bit tough.
As
Like
usually
us.
is. Usually is with you.
Yes, but I think it's fun because I don't think we've well, if we have done this before, I don't remember. But so for the 23-24 season, so this whole season that just passed, top 5 in game-winning goals.
Can I go first?
Huh?
Can I go first?
We're on the
You're
same
on the
team.
your stat game.
Oh,
yeah.
Braden Point's number 1. By the
Okay.
way, I saw
That's-
this today.
That's correct. Yes.
I think Matthews has to be there. Scored a lot of goals. Just a few. And
I only knew Braden Point because I saw that today.
and Omer picking a stat usually means that Matthews is involved.
Not even.
Or Toronto's involved.
Not
Passes
even.
it. And yeah, I think I know it was like the post that said miscellaneous stats or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, Crosby had the most face-off wins.
Yeah.
Let's say Matthews. Screw it.
Matthews is number 12.
What? Not a clutch player. Makes sense.
Hyman.
How many strikes do we have?
3. That's strike 1.
Hyman.
You know what? I'll give you 4
Reinhardt.
strikes. 4 strikes.
Hyman, Pasternak,
Reinhardt.
McDavid, Draisaitl are always teetering around. Cloud Giroux. Just kidding.
The Sens didn't win any games, so how can you?
Oh, damn, that's low. Dustin Brown. Jordan Stahl. Max Domi.
We're gonna go with Zach Hyman.
Is that for sure?
Sure.
Zach Hyman is not there. That's strike number 2.
Let's say Reinhardt.
Reinhardt.
He's number 2.
Okay.
Pasta.
Yeah. Sternak.
Pasta Arniak.
Pasternak is not there.
Where's Pasternak?
Who scores a lot of goals?
I don't think this is even a thing anymore. Who scored like 40? Verhaeghe scored 34. Point. Oh, Point we already said. Kucherov. Kucherov had a lot of goals this year. Panarin.
McKinnon.
McKinnon. Rantanen. Let's go. Mac and cheese.
Sure. The Night Dog.
You going McKinnon?
Yeah.
We're not going McKinnon.
Good call.
Rantanen.
Why?
Okay, not Rantanen.
Pasternak.
We already said Pasternak.
Oh,
Was
is
it?
Damn.
Alhamdulillah. I'm sorry. What?
Also, there is a 3-way
Besser?
tie for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Besser. Someone on the Canucks.
Yeah, Besser could be a shout. JT, Elias, Pettersson,
PP.
Mikheyev,
X.
Petri.
Probably not.
Probably not. He led Calgary in points by like 16 or something. Who else played on the team? Sharon Govich. He's a good player.
Come on, guys. Got to push you for a guess now.
Just say something.
Panarin.
Incorrect. He was looking.
Pedersen.
Yes, he looked at that.
Forsberg.
He looked at all
I
of
totally
them.
forgot about Forsberg actually.
Sebastian Aho.
Yes. Those are
Nice! We did it!
well, your strikes were over, so. Point, Reinhardt,
Jarvis?
Forsberg, Pedersen,
Seth
Aho.
Jarvis, baby, let's go.
Jarvis was 7th. McKinnon was 9th.
Paul Mary?
Mika
What?
Rantanen. Matthews
Paul
was
Mary.
12.
How many goals did Paul Mary have?
Where's the first senator on this list? Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the episode. We appreciate you listening. My name is Evan.
My name is Omar.
We never do this. My name is
That's what I was thinking.
You can find us on the following.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music,
Stitcher.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM. Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and
TikTok.
TikTok. And we'll see you next week.